Today we'll see the subgroups and cosets. Please remember, group notation is represented with capital G. Subgroup notation will be represented with capital H. This is the common notation used in mathematics. Let G comma star be the group and H be a non-empty subset of G. If H comma star is itself is a group, then H comma star is called as subgroup of G comma star. So when can you say a particular given set is a group? If you use any operator and if you apply this operator on the elements, then if it follows the property like closure property, inverse, and the identity property, okay, if these are satisfied, then it is a big group. Now what you are going to do is, you are going to take a group G. From that you are picking a subset. You are picking a subset called H. If that subset is also a group, that means whatever the binary operator that you use on the main set, if you use the same on the subset, still the subset is forming a group, then such type of groups are said to be the subgroup of the main group. Clear? Okay. That means here we have an example like this. Consider Z6 comma plus 6. That means here modulo operation, addition modulo with 6. Okay. The group of integers modulo 6, H is equal to, now we are going to pick up a subgroup from that group. What is the subgroup? 0, 2 and 4. Okay. Is a subset of Z6 and H comma plus 6 is a group. Check whether H is a subgroup of Z6 or not. We have seen in the last lecture that if you go for any modulo operation, you draw a table, okay, and make the notations like this. Solution, that is Z6 is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you make the addition modulo 6. So 0 plus 6, 0 plus 0, 0, 0 mod 6 is 0. Like that you fill this table. Now you check whether it is a group or not. How can you check whether it is a group or not? You should have some closure property and identity property, inverse property, okay, associativity property. If these properties are satisfied, then it is a group. If commutativity is also satisfied, then it is a abelian group, right? So we are going to see only whether it is group or not. So obviously Z6 over the addition modulo 6 is always a group, because if you perform modulo with either performing addition or do anything, again it will fall under the same range, that is 0 to 5. Now you pick up the subgroup H is equal to 0, 2, 4. Now using this you form the table 0 to 4 on the rows and columns, okay, and fill the table. If you fill this table, do you find any element which is other than 0 to 4? So no. That means this is also forming a group. Even though you pick some values from the main set, if you apply the operations, if you check the properties, it is also forming the group. Hence, H is a subgroup of the main group G. Clear? So the following conditions are satisfied in order to prove that it is a subgroup. Closure property A comma B, okay, and identity property and the inverse property. So I think by this time you come to know what is meant by subgroup. From a group, you pick some subset. Okay. Whatever the operator that you apply on the group, okay, the same operator will be used for the subgroup also. And if you observe that the subgroup is also forming a group, then that subgroup, that whatever the picked subgroup is there, it is a proper subgroup of the main group. Here is an example. G is equal to 1 comma minus 1 comma I comma minus I, and H is equal to 1 comma minus 1. G and H are the groups with respect to the binary operations multiplication. H is a subset of G, therefore H comma multiplication is a subgroup of G comma multiplication. So if you can derive that, so it will also form the, H will also form its own group. So here are some exercises were given. The set S is of all ordered pairs A comma B of real numbers, for which A not equal to 0 with respect to the operator multiplication defined by A comma B cross C comma D is equal to, here a expression has been given AC comma BC plus D. This is the representation, is non-abelian. Then you have to show that let H is equal to 1 comma B and B belongs to the R is a subset of S. Show that H is the subgroup of S comma cross. So this you are supposed to do it. Anyhow, you will get this kind of question in the tutorial also. Next is cyclic group. Cyclic, the name itself telling you that okay, same value will be used for producing the group. Okay, one element will be taken, with that element only the group will be created. A cyclic group is a group which can be generated by one of its elements. That is, for some A in G, G is equal to A power n. That means it may be simple A or AA or AAA. Like that, the group will be generated. That means the base element is same. With the base element only, the remaining elements will be generated. So G is equal to A power n. N is an element of Z, or in addition notation, G is equal to n into A, where n is the element of Z. Okay, for example, 3 into 3, 3 into 3, 3 into 3, like that. So 2 times of multiplication of 3, 3 times of multiplication of 3, 4 times of multiplication of 3. Right? So this is the way you will generate. Or you may also use any other operation other than the multiplication, like addition. Okay, like A plus A, A plus A plus A, A plus A plus A, A plus A, like that you can have. Okay. If you take addition also, A plus A plus A plus A, that is almost equal to 4A. Okay. Here again, if you generalize it, it will become NA. Clear? It will become NA. So that means here NA, N is an element of Z. This element A, which need to be unique, is called generator of G. Alternately, we may write G is equal to, within the less than greater than symbol, we will write A. So alternately, we may write G is equal to, within less than greater than symbol, A. That means this is the element which is making you to produce the entire set. This is what the meaning of it. Because the definition of the cyclic group is the group which generate, that is group which can be generated by one of its elements. The set of integers Z under the ordinary addition is cyclic. Both 1 and minus 1 are generators. Recall that when the operation is addition, 1 power n is represented as 1 plus 1 plus 1 and so on up to n terms. When n is a positive and as you can represent as -1 plus -1 plus -1 plus and so on -1, like n terms. When n is negative, that means if you take n as a positive, then 1 plus 1 plus 1 like that. The set Zn is equal to 0, 1 and so on n minus 1 for n greater than or equal to 1 is a cyclic group under addition modulo n. One is of the generator, so with which the remaining the entire set is going to be generated. So Zn may have many generators, like depending upon which n we are given. Z8 is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7. So what is the meaning of this? To verify, for instance, Z8 is equal to 3. If you repeatedly generate this, as I just now told you, if it is A, then A plus A plus A plus A. Okay, like that, if you keep on adding, then it will become 3 comma 3 plus 3 comma 3 plus 3 plus 3 comma. Okay, you can do any number of additions of 3 like that. Is the set 3 comma 6 comma 1 comma 4 comma 7 comma 2 comma 8 comma 5 comma 0, like that you can do it, and which will become Z8. Here, what is the Z8 here? It's a modulo operation. Here we are going to go for the modulo operation with 8. Thus 3 is the generator of Z8. On the other hand, 2 is not the generator, because if you add 2, if you go for the 2 comma 2 plus 2 comma 2 plus 2 plus 2, then you will not get the Z8 set. That is what the Z8 set. 3, 6, 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 0. This we will not get. But if you use 5, okay, 5 comma 5 plus 5 comma 5 plus 5 plus 5, if you modulo with the 8, then automatically 5 mod 8 is 5. So 5 is there in the Z8 set or not? Obviously it is there. Okay, 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 mod 8 is 2. So 2 is there in the Z8 set or not? Is there, right? Like that, if you go for 5 plus 5, 5 plus 5 plus 5, like that, if you keep on incrementing this, then the resultant values with modulo 8 will become whatever the Z8 set is there. Okay, all the elements will be covered in that particular Z8 set. Hence, thus 3 is the generator of Z8. On the other hand, 2 is not a generator. Since 2 is equal to 0, 2, 4, 6, which is not equal to Z8. So this Z8 set can be produced on the modulo 8, okay, with 1, 3, 5 and 7. So that is what the theme to concise. Okay, so same set can be produced with multiple elements, repeating of multiple elements. Okay, may not be the same element, maybe with multiple elements. So here is another example was given. U modulo 10. Okay, 1 comma 3 comma 7 comma 9 is the set that you will get. So 3 power 0, 3 power 1, 3 power 3, 3 power 2. So like that, if you go for, then it's a power operation. Previously we have seen the multiplication operation or addition operation. So you can also go for power operation like this. So in this, you can also find 7 and 3 are the generator of the same set. 7 power 0, 7 power 3, 7 power 1, 7 power 2, like that, if you do it. Okay, the same set that you get for the modulo 10, that what you have found here, U, the same also you will get here. So that means a set can be generated with repeating of multiple, may not be single element, multiplying of cycling of single element, but you can also, there is an alternative element available. If you use that alternative element, again you perform cycling, okay, then the resultant values again will fall under the same group. So this is one example. Previous also we have seen an example that here Z8 is the set which is going to be formed with 1, 3, 5 and 7, and here we have seen U is the set which is going to be formed using power of 3 and power of 7. Next, we'll see the cosets. Coset is also a set. The name itself telling you that in coset itself set is there. So we have seen group and subgroup. Group is represented with capital G and subgroup is represented with capital X. Now coset, for coset we are going to consider the subgroup. Okay. We will focus on the subgroup. Given any subgroup H of group G, we can construct a partition of G into cosets of H. But for groups, things are a bit more complicated because the group operations may not be commutative. If the commutative operation is also included, then it will become a abelian group. So usually the group does not consisting of commutative property. Hence, we have two different sort of cosets. Now you may write on the paper like so you may write on the paper like G is equal to some set, okay, and H is equal to, right, for example, A1, A2, A3, A4. So like that you take one set like this. So if I perform operation of a element, that means if you combine an element with this subgroup, let's say for example, I'm going to consider X. XH is equal to, so what will be the XH? XH will become XA1, XA2, XA3, XA4. So like that it will be. So that means if you multiply X into A1, since H is a subgroup, when can you say a particular set is a subgroup? If it follows the group property. So what is the group property? Closure property is also there. Closure means if you perform binary operation on the elements of a set, the resultant will also fall under the same set. So that means whenever A1, which is belongs to H, so that where X is an element which is also, for example, belongs to some element, some group G, then XA1, because of the closure property, also belongs to, right? Now, if I add or if I group this, if I perform the operation like this, now XH, now HX I'm moving. So what could be the resultant? A1, X, A2, X, A3, X, A4, X. Since A1 is belong to H, X, if you multiply X, because it is a subgroup, it should follow the closure property and the resultant will also be fall under the same subgroup. Hence, the A1 X also belongs to H, right? But since this A1, A2, A3, A4 has been drawn from this G, like A1, A2, something is there, you don't know how many elements are there, so many elements are there, some AN. It was drawn from, because the subgroup will be drawn from the main group. Okay. So obviously this XH and HX also belongs to G. What are the elements which are there will also belongs to G. So if you do this multiplication operation, or if you perform the combination with hx, sorry xh like this, you are doing this operation from left hand side. Means you are going to multiply the element at the left hand side. So then whatever the subset that you get, whatever the set you will get after performing sh, okay, that set is said to be left coset. That is said to be left coset because you have performed the operation from the left side. While coming to the hx, this operation is said to be, you can simply imagine, right coset. Right? But it is not clear that but with this we can come to know that xh and hx are also, what are the elements are there, also belongs to the main group. But whether xh is equal to hx or not, because group is not commutative. Because group is not commutative. Okay. So there exist several methods available to check whether two cosets, that is left coset and right coset, will give you the same elements or not. But we are not going to those methods. We are simply learning what is my coset, what is left coset, what is right coset, and if you perform the some operations on the cosets, okay, what is the resultant value that you will get? Clear? If H is a subgroup of G comma star and A belongs to G, then the set HA is equal to H star A, where H belongs to capital H, is called the right coset of H, because we are going to add A at the right hand side, or we are going to perform the operation from the right hand side. And A star H, H belongs to a capital H, is called left coset of H. Clear? For example, consider the group Z comma plus and the subgroup 3Z comma plus. Z comma plus means sum of many numbers will be there, natural numbers. If you multiply with 3 also, again it will fall under the same group. Consider the element 2 belongs to Z, then the left coset of 3Z with the representative 2 is, now if you perform 2 plus 3Z, if Z is 0, then it is minus 1. If Z is 1, then it is 5. Okay. If Z is 2, what is the resultant value? So it may be 3 into 2, 6 plus 2, 8. So again, whatever the resultant set is there, that is also again falling under the same group. Like that 1 plus 3Z, 3 plus 3Z, 4 plus 3Z. And the right coset of 3Z with representative 2 is 3Z plus 2, that is H plus 2, H belongs to 3Z, and 3Z plus 3. So this is other coset that will follow the same property, that is 3Z plus 3 is equal to H plus 1, where H belongs to 3Z. So note that this is very important, please note this. Any two left coset or H of H in G are either identical or disjoint. Okay. Let H be the subgroup of G, then right coset of H forms the partition of G, that is union of all right cosets of subgroup H is equal to G. That is union of, okay, if you perform the unions of the right coset of a subgroup H is equal to the G.